Who doesn't want to make an extra $1,000 a month?
I do.
Well, of course you do. We all do, right? So in today's video, we're going to show you guys 3 strategies that you can implement today to make an extra $1,000 in your business in the next 30 days.
Hi everyone, my name is Bethany.
And my name is Sean, and together we are Trash Pandas Thrift.
We are a 6-figure reselling business, and here on this channel, we share with you all of our tips, tricks, and experiences, all so that you can start and grow your very own reselling business too. Before we get into the 3 strategies we're going to share with you so that you can make an extra $1,000 in the next 30 days, we want to talk to you about how you can make thousands of extra dollars per month and achieve your freedom and business goals with the #1 education and reseller mentorship program out there today, Resellers Edge University. If you're like me and you resell not only for your love and passion of reselling, but for freedom, then let me tell you the #1 thing that I have learned from building a 6-figure reselling business from nothing. Education and knowledge are everything.
Last year, Bethany and I, along with our business partners Kaylee Elaine and her business partner Nikki, co-founded Resellers Edge University. When we started, our whole intention was to help you start or grow your very own reselling business to wherever you actually want to be in your business and make as much or as little as you want, depending if you're part-time or you're full-time. Less than 1 year into starting Resellers Edge University, we have over 325 members from all across the United States, and surprisingly enough, even in Canada, which absolutely blows my mind. It is a community full of people who are looking to start, grow, or expand their reselling business, sharing knowledge, tips, and tricks and experiences all with each other as a community so that we can all benefit and we can all grow together.
In REU, we have over 350 hours of deep dives and videos on reselling, from videos deep diving style aesthetics and keywords to strategies to scale your sales.
We also host 3 to 4 live weekly Zoom calls where you're going to be with the coaches, either myself and Bethany, myself and Nikki, or Kaylee and Nikki, where you guys get to hop on and talk about your questions, your comments, the things that are going on in your business, and we deep dive on a topic related to reselling across the spectrum. On these live calls, you really get that one-on-one attention that you really need, and you also get to be part of a community. On Wednesday calls, Nikki and myself get to host the Wednesday accountability calls, where we celebrate your wins, and we also set and help you achieve your goals alongside you, which is really, really nice when you have a community of people backing you up in what is otherwise a very lonely business.
We have a live bolo list with over 700 bolos and counting, which is absolutely insane for any reseller's knowledge. A private Facebook group where your coaches and your peers engage and answer all of your questions, and so much more. If there has ever been one time that I shared a single keyword, a tip, a bolo, or a style aesthetic in my content that impacted your business and made you money, you guys, that is just a small taste of what is waiting for you inside of Resellers Edge. Think of the hundreds of hours of deep dive content on those style aesthetics and keywords alone. There has never been a better time to join the Resellers Edge family and grow your business, especially because starting right now, from when you're watching this video up until Sunday at 10 a.m. EST, we're running a flash 50% off Black Friday sale for Resellers Edge. If you're looking to scale and grow your business, go click the link in the description below and sign up for Resellers Edge University right now, and you'll get 50% off your first month and instant access to the program.
We can't wait to meet you and see you inside the program. And now back to strategy #1 for making an extra $1,000 in your business in the first 30 days. Buy, sell trade stores. So what do I mean by that? Buy, sell trade stores are basically a place where you can take clothes and you can sell your clothes to these stores. And they can be brands of any kind. They can be styles of any kind. It's just going to be very highly dependent on what the buy, sell trade store is buying. Some buy, sell trade stores buy in season. Some buy, sell trade stores buy all seasons. So it's going to be very highly dependent on yours. But between an extra $3 to $5 per piece, it really can add up if you can take old or stale inventory, if you can go and you can source for these kinds of pieces, some places you can source if you want to talk about some of those.
Yeah, so if you're like, okay, I have no clue what a buy-sell trade store is, you probably do. You just don't realize that's what it is. A buy-sell trade store is kind of like a consignment store. However, they get their inventory directly from the public. So they publicly buy from the public. That's why they have the buy in their buy-sell trade store name. Think of places like Plato's Closet, Once Upon a Child, Clothes Mentor, Uptown Cheapskate, Buffalo Exchange. These are all some popular, I think nationwide, or at least a regional chain. A lot of these buy-sell trade stores are chains. However, there are some really, really good locations that are consignment stores that also offer buying from the public as well. You just have to talk to them about it. Some of the actual businesses and stores that we work with are technically not buy-sell trade stores at all, but we went up to them. We said we were resellers who sell in bulk the exact type of clothing that you buy, and they buy from us and other resellers in the public. So this is such a great way if, again, like Sean said, you have a low cost of goods, or you are a Goodwill outlet shopper, or you have stale inventory. This can be in any category. This is something we did in our business just for stale inventory before we actually launched a whole wholesale arm of this. And you don't need to launch a whole wholesale arm of this. It's a way to make extra money. We actually use this as our personal way to make an extra $1,000 per month. When we lived in Texas, before we even launched a wholesale business, we did this using places like Plato's Closet, mostly younger, trendier women's clothing.
Yep, and they can buy a range of different kinds of clothing. What I recommend is look for the ones that are in your area and find out what they're buying. Find out what they're selling and find out what they're buying, because the things that are selling really well for them are usually what they're going to be able to buy from you and even maybe be able to price up and pay you out a little bit more, which is a great strategy for sure. And it was our personal strategy for a very long time. That leads us into strategy number 2 that you can use to go make an extra $1,000 in the next 30 days, which is cross-listing to a different or to multiple different new platforms. So for our business for a very long time, we were listing almost 55 items a day, between 50 and 55 a day for what, almost a year we were at that level?
Yeah,
almost a year we were at that level. And the best way that we worked for our business to diversify our income and to make more money in different places was to cross-list. We cross-listed from eBay onto Poshmark, onto Depop, onto Mercari, onto Facebook Marketplace, onto 4 other platforms. And even some months we only made $1,000 or $1,500 on Mercari. It was still $1,000 or $1,500. Some months we made only $3,000 or $4,000 on Poshmark, and it was still $3,000 or $4,000 of our $30,000 a month that we were grossing per month in sales. And that is a significant amount of money. It is very, very awesome when you can start diversifying your income. And when Bethany first started her business, I know some of you guys know the story, but Bethany started on Mercari, then she switched over to Poshmark for a long time, but she wasn't cross-listing. She was only on Poshmark and Mercari. And eventually, when she did start cross-listing to eBay, and then eventually made eBay her main platform and started cross-listing to other platforms, that first month, you must have made an extra, what, $1,500, maybe even $2,000?
Oh, for sure.
Just starting to cross-list onto eBay?
Yeah, especially if you're starting from scratch. I know it takes a lot to try to get all of your items up on a new platform, but honestly, that's the best thing. You can literally wake up with a mountain of sales that month because you're able to put so much effort, all of those listings onto a new platform. So if one is just not doing well for you, a platform is acting slow for you, or there's nothing going on wrong at all, you just want to grow and strengthen your business, because honestly, that is a number one strategy that anyone should use as a reseller, diversifying your income. There are a few platforms that you should definitely look into if you're not already on them. I literally hit myself for not starting on eBay sooner than I did, for being so scared of eBay when it is the most popular reselling platform, the number one most users. There's a reason for that. There's a ton of extra eyes. Extra eyes on your items equals more money, equals potentially even an extra $1,000 per month.
Yeah, and the thing is too, we preach it in Resellers Edge University, but you don't know where your right buyer is going to be.
No.
And why not sell items faster? Why not sell items for more money? Why not list higher? Because now you're on multiple platforms and you can always lower your price with sales and promotions and a million other things. But the more eyes, like Bethany said, the more chances your items have to sell and for more money. So it's a great way that you can start using today to start making some more money in your business. And the third strategy that you can start using today to make an extra $1,000 in your business in the next 30 days is my personal favorite, which is cutting costs. Costs are everywhere between the things we're going to talk about today and even more. But the first thing that you can start cutting right away is your cost of goods. There are a lot of different ways that you can lower your cost of goods. One of them is by shopping at lower price places like the Goodwill Outlet or the Goodwill Bins or Salvation Army Bins. You can go to your dollar days or your discount days at your local thrift stores. You can go to church sales. You can go to Facebook Marketplace and check for local sales or yard sales or things of that nature. There are so many ways that you can lower your cost of goods. And the more items that you are buying to list, that multiplies the more that you save. So if you save only $1 or $2, it might seem like it's only $1 or $2 per item, but as you start to make that 50 or 100 or 200 or 300 items, it really does add up, and it can save you thousands alone right there, depending on your volume.
Yeah, inventory could really add up, and no matter how you're tracking it, in our case, we track it usually by average cost of goods per piece because we're Goodwill Outlet shoppers. This is before you even joined the business, but when I was shopping at only thrift stores, I cannot even explain to you how much just adding in one day of lower cost sourcing a week completely exploded our business. The profit margin just increased by a ton. It ended up making us way more than an extra $1,000 a month. This doesn't mean that you have to fully dive in on only lower cost of goods sourcing options. However, just adding in, for example, one day a week of going to a church sale, of going to a dollar day, or going to the Goodwill Outlet will help out your average cost of goods for the entire week, which will lead to a huge savings month after month.
This is very true, and it really does add up, just like all the rest things that we're going to talk about. But that's one that's very, very, very much so easily in your control, and you can start applying that this week or even today if you're going sourcing today. The second thing that you can do to start lowering your costs is you can actually consider different platforms. It's kind of what we talked about before about cross-listing your items, but different platforms have different fee structures. We personally know a lot of people who only list onto Poshmark, and Poshmark has a 20% fee, which is 6.5% higher than eBay's 13.5-ish% fee, and also 17% higher than the fees on a platform like, let's say, Depop, which only has a processing fee of around 3%. And these fees really do stack up, and they really start to affect how much you're making in your net profit. On $1,000, 17% is $170. It really does make a difference, and that's the difference between Poshmark and, let's just say, Depop. It really adds up, and it can start to affect how much you're bringing home every single month. So cross-listing to different platforms can get your items seen by more eyes, and depending on the platform, it can even lower your fees, which actually impacts your net profit significantly.
Now you can kind of combine strategy number 2 and strategy number 3. If you are looking for a new platform to try out and you were shocked by the fact that Depop has literally eliminated their fees except for their processing fee, to me, that sounds like a no-brainer.
Mercari's
right?
low fees too, right?
Mercari is the same way. They only have processing fee. So that's a no-brainer to me. If I'm on platforms that have as high as a 20% fee, what do I look for in a new platform? A, something that has a ton of users like eBay and still lower fees, or B, somewhere I also really want to try out that has almost no fees, Depop and Mercari. It's a no-brainer.
If you're only listening to Poshmark, even starting to list onto eBay, that's 7%, approximately 6 to 7% in savings. And that can be significant too. If you're doing $2,000 a month in sales, that's $140. If you scale that, it just starts to go up and up and up and up. And as you're going to see by the end of this, combining all of these is going to make you save more than $1,000 a month or net more than $1,000 a month. But these can really impact how much you're taking home in net profit. The third thing that I want to talk about, and this is one of my personal favorites because I love to be a Debbie Downer, is stop wasting money on expensive shipping supplies. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that. This is a video about how to make more money, right? So you certainly can, and although I am judging you, it's okay because you don't have to care about what some random guy thinks about on the internet. My thing is I'm all about net profit and efficiency. And the amount of money that you spend on your poly bags adds up. On your plastics that you use to wrap for your skewing, it adds up. On the actual labels, whether you're buying name brand or off label on Amazon, it adds up. When you're buying expensive tape, when you're buying Scotch tape, or what's the brand that we use? Is it Scotch?
Yeah.
Scotch tape, or you're using a different name brand tape, it really starts to make a significant difference. If you buy the off-brand tape, it works relatively the same. It's close enough, and it saves you a bunch of money when you're talking about all of these different things. If you're buying thank you cards, I see you. Bethany did the exact same thing for a very long time. I'm not saying you can't do this. What I am saying is if you want to make more money, that's a simple way to cut out the cost right there. And this can easily, I remember when we first did this with Bethany's business, when I first joined the business, I looked at it, and from an efficiency standpoint, it wasn't making any sense. And I think it saved us like $200, $300 a month right off the bat.
I still miss them though.
Yeah, well, you can miss them and you don't have to do this step, but point being, really audit it and see if it's worth it for you. Because sometimes we just don't even think about the numbers. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just kind of go with the flow and we're not really considering how much we actually are spending on some of these things.
For sure. I have to agree because at the end of the day, although it did make me happy, and you know what? If it does make you incredibly happy, I'm not going to be a naysayer and tell you not to do it. It really didn't make sense because although in my head, I like to believe that I had returning customers come back only because I gave them a card, I'm sure there were many other reasons why they did come back.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other reasons that we talk about when it comes to like marketing and sales, and we talk about those in the videos here.
There's so many other free
Yeah.
promotional tools and marketing tools that you should be using at your disposal.
Number
not
one?
just thank you cards.
Number one is providing great quality items
Yeah.
and doing it at deals and prices people are willing to pay. That's a whole different video.
And then you won't need anything like expensive packing paper and tissue paper and ribbon and stuff like that.
I like how you're saying it with the trauma experience of having all of those different things.
Yeah, well, we all, I think all of us watching this can probably relate on some level. But
Yeah.
this is what it's like to treat your business like a business. Although it does make sense to sometimes do things for your own happiness, you can do that in small ways. That means not the tissue paper, the ribbon, and the thank you card. It means maybe no thank you card and maybe no tissue paper.
Go ahead, and here's a great plug for you. Use our 10% off discount code for GyroPack, which is the polymailers that we use. I think it costs around like 8 cents
It's
per
the
bag.
cheapest on the market.
It's like
that
8
I've
to
seen.
11 cents per bag, and it is the cheapest in the market. And guys, it's
one of the
awesome.
best.
It's one of the best. It's one of the cheapest, and our items get there safe and sound every single time. No issues since we've been using them, and honestly, it's one of the cheapest that I was able to find anywhere. So that's a huge.
And they still have, for those of you like me who like fun colors, they still have fun colors. You don't have to just buy gray. They also have little thank you ones too that I personally enjoy.
Link in the description. But anyways, moving on to the last point. This is another one that actually hits home for me. So now I'm going to take some of the shame myself. Is your food costs while you're outsourcing
Your
can really add
coffee.
up. So when we lived in Austin, basically every single day, we were sourcing 6 or 7 days a week sometimes, and almost every single day, I would say 6 out of the 7 days or 5 out of the 6 days, I would get up in the morning and I would have my cup of coffee before we went out. But then, as we were going to the bins, because it was very hot in Austin, I would go and I would get a extra large vanilla sweet cream cold brew with extra sweet cream and sweet cream cold from Starbucks. And I think that was like $8 in and of itself. And then oftentimes we would get breakfast from Starbucks, and that would be another $15, $16 in and of itself. And we were spending anywhere between just the minimum of, let's just say, $8 or rounded up to $10 a day, up to like $25 a day. And that is crazy.
Over $600.
That's crazy how fast that scales and adds up. It is actually insane. And for a lot of you guys, you might be thinking, oh, well, I like to have my treats. I like to have my little thing. And that's fine. You totally can. But make it a treat, especially if you're not paying attention to it, because it can quickly add up. $10 a day, 5 days a week. That's $200 a month. And that's just if you're getting coffee, because Starbucks is expensive. You're getting coffee and a drink that goes from $200 to $400, because that's $20 a day. And it really starts to scale and add up. And you won't even see the cost. You just won't see the money in your bank account, because it's just coming out and coming out and coming out.
So simply making coffee at home as opposed to eating it out or just drinking out every single day can make a difference, or even half the week, because saving that money as you're going sourcing, whether you like to think about it or not. And personally, we did not, even though now we sit here, we say this counts, right? This counts in your costs. It really does. Whether or not you think about it, it does, and it adds up.
It absolutely does. I make my coffee at home now because it really does start to add up. And when I do get coffee, we get it from McDonald's for $1.69, which is much, much better. Or the dollar coupon that we have for McDonald's, which is pretty cool. But yeah, these are small things that just, they're ankle biters. They bite your ankles, and all of a sudden these cost you. If you combined your food costs, what you're spending on shipping supplies, your fees, and your cost of goods, you're talking about thousands of dollars potentially per month, not just 1,000. So combining these, picking and choosing from these things that we mentioned in saving some money can really add up and save you up to $1,000 or more in net profit per month.
100%. It is a no-brainer in today's landscape in the reseller world to try to make more money. I don't know about you, but at any point, I'm not saying no to an extra $1,000. It is the reason why we have the business today that we do, because one day I sat down and I said, I'd like to make a lot more than an extra $1,000 a month.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope that it was beneficial for you. And I hope that you go ahead and you start making that extra $1,000 in the next 30 days. We gave you a bunch of strategies in this video that you can use and go apply today to start making some more money. What I'd love for you guys to do is comment below what strategies you're going to use and apply in your business so that we can tag along with you on your journey to making that extra 1,000.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it too for our own experience too. These are all strategies we personally use, and we probably even left out a bunch, so we'd love to learn from you as well.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to go check out REU, Resellers Edge University. We have that sale going on very, very soon, so make sure you check it out. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye for now.
Bye.